Good afternoon. If this is your first time, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Michelle, and we're the Wandering Shores. And today we're at our 33rd National Park, and it's the 5th park in Utah that we haven't been to yet. So
yes, we finally made it to the Mighty Five here in Utah, so we're taking you in to Capitol Reef National Park.
Yep.
Good morning, everyone. We're in the truck, and I don't know if you can see back there, but we got the camper behind us. So we have just left the Provo, Utah area over at Miners Canyon, where you've probably seen the campsite review I did and released probably in the last video now. Today is a travel day. We are heading down towards Bees Lewis Dispersed Camping Area, which is just outside of our next national park, which will be Capitol Reef. So it's about a 3.5 hour drive. We've been on the road for about 2 hours now. I couldn't film some of it because we had left so early in the morning. We left at like maybe 6 o'clock. It was still dark for the first hour and a half on the road. And then we swung by and dumped the tanks and got some water at the Maverick station. Thanks, Maverick, for usually always having a dump station and potable water. So we are just here in a small town called Gunnison City, Utah, and we just stopped over to use the restroom. One of the nice things about having a camper with you, you can go to the bathroom pretty much whenever you want, as long as you can pull over. So we will take you a little bit on this trip today, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a nice boondocking spot down there, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks. Our travel day has come to an end. So we made it to Bees Lewis Dispersed Camping outside of Torrey, Utah. And yeah, I think this place is gonna do. Wait till you see it. Pretty gorgeous here. Yeah, so this place is, it's not that busy. You know, we had about 7 or 8 real decent spots to check from, or to choose from, and that's without kind of driving back deeper into the forest and checking those sites out. But we're gonna, you know, lots of places to take walks, ride our bikes. We're about 10 miles, I think, from the entrance to Capitol Reef National Park. So as you know, we're gonna have some adventures from there as well. So hope you enjoyed this brief update of our travel day here. It is currently October 18th. So we know the nights are going to get cold here, down in the, I think, the high 30s, maybe mid 30s, but we'll just turn the furnace on. There's some propane options in town in Torrey. Gas here is expensive. I think when we left Provo it was $4.19, and now here it's like $4.79. So it's a captive our audience, but we won't probably do a ton of driving around here. But yeah, here's one last view.
Hey everyone. So Kyle and I are starting today off with our first hike in Capitol Reef National Park. The trail that we're on is Grand Wash, and what it is, it's actually a dried up stream bed. I'm going to turn you around so you can take a peek. So far, from the little I've seen from this national park, it is absolutely breathtaking. So many rocks, and they're just so majestic looking. But we're going to take you along on this hike. We're going to be connecting it with another hike, which Kyle will tell you a little bit more about.
Wanted to give you a perspective of how large some of these sheer rock walls are. Let me show you Michelle. We'll zoom in a little bit on her by walking, not because I figured out how to use the zoom yet. And then here we go. It's pretty massive. So for a point of reference, today is October 20th, 2022. And the high temperature today is supposed to be about 70 degrees. And it's pretty warm in the sun. But it's a great trail to do if it's, you know, the sun is beating down, blazing, because there's a lot of shade, as you can see, as you're walking through these corridors. Reminds me a lot of a hike we took, I think Red Chapel or something like that, when we were in Death Valley with Rick and Teresa. Hey Rick, hey Teresa, hope you guys are doing well. We're coming your way down in Phoenix. Not too long. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of that trail. Just kind of the layout and the sheer rock walls next to us. And but temperature's a lot better in here than it was when we were at Death Valley.
So I wanted to get on here and tell you that this hike is probably going to be my last hike while I'm still in my 40s. I turned 50 in 4 more days. October 24th, baby. So yeah, I am excited to see what hikes I'll go on in my 50s. So yeah, feeling pretty good, and can't wait for my birthday. So this is a big milestone, and I'm excited and grateful to be doing what I'm doing at this age and time in my life, and glad that I get to share it with all of you.
So we made it to the turnaround spot for the Grand Wash Trail, but now it actually, the turnaround spot is actually a parking lot for Cassidy Arch. So I know Michelle had mentioned earlier that we were going to add an additional hike onto the end of this, and that's what we're doing. So we're gonna hike to Cassidy Arch. It's about another 1.5 miles out, 1.5 miles back, so 3 miles added. So I think our total hike today is going to be probably around 8 miles. Because of these huge cavern walls, the GPS is jumping all over the place. It says we're at like 3.5 miles now, and we're probably at 2.5, which has happened. Last place it happened, I remember, is when we hiked in Zion. So when we were hiking through, what's the water? The river?
The Narrows.
The Narrows, yeah, the Narrows. Look at me, I'm still 49. And the 50-year-olds remembering it. Well, almost 50. So, yeah, at Cassidy Arch, we'll take you along and show you this part of the trail as well. All right, I don't know how we walked right past this and didn't even see that sign, because right there's the wash height that we were just on. So yeah, so we walked back from the trailhead for Cassidy, back a little bit back down the wash, and then this shoots off to what would be your left. It's starting to look beautiful. Okay, so this is 1.5 miles to the arch, but it's also 600 feet of elevation, and it's all stairs so far. The other section we did was like 2.5, 3 miles, and it was only 300 feet. Barely even felt like you were walking up, but now you know it for sure. This one's considered moderate on all trails, and I can see why. It's definitely a short distance with a lot of elevation gain. All right, we're still alive, but we've still been climbing. It's probably been about 15-20 minutes since I last checked in with you. We just came around the corner and saw this beautiful sight, and we see the arch, and it looks like all the people have climbed up to the top of it. Here's the arch right right there. I don't know if I can point to it. You can see all the people up at the top right there. So that's where we're headed. We're about 2/3 of the way through this 1.5 mile hike. It's been uphill the whole way. It's pretty challenging. But that means it's all downhill back, and then when we get on Grand Wash and hike back to the car, it's all going to be slightly downhill too, so it shouldn't be too strenuous on the way back. But we're definitely burning our calories right now. Made it to the top of Cassidy Arch. Let me show you. I'm gonna have Michelle climb out on the top of that and take another picture of her. So Michelle's heading over. She's heading over to stand on top of the arch. Cassidy Arch, here we come. Or here she comes. There she is. She made it over there. I tried to get her to do a handstand, but she said no. So I'm gonna take a couple still photos, and then we're gonna start our hike back. Down. So we're making our way back down. The sun's been to our back most of the time, so that's been a little bit better. Sorry, I had to stop. I don't want to try to walk down this and talk at the same time on the camera. I'll show you why. I'm not real good with heights. And this is, you know, it's challenging, but it's not as bad as like Angel's Landing or something like that. But if you really have a fear of heights, I think there's several spots on this trail that you definitely would want to think twice about. There's Michelle. What'd you think of Cassidy Arch, Michelle?
That was a hard hike. It was intense.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
Yeah, you know, you look at all trails and you see moderate and it's like 1.5 miles, 600 feet, and it doesn't register. At least it didn't for me. That no. It was, you know, 660 feet straight up, basically all the way to the arch. So yeah, it was super difficult. You know, Michelle said it was something similar to Devil's Bridge over in Sedona, but this hike was actually harder than that one for sure. That one was more like maybe 6 miles, 5 or 6 miles, I think, round trip versus 3 here. Even though the elevation gain was greater at Devil's Bridge, this one was a harder hike for sure, I think.
Yeah, well, there was even a sign at the beginning that said bring water. So whenever you see that, it kind of makes you, you know, kind of think again about what you're about to do. I mean, we have plenty of water, but when you see warnings like that, it's like, ooh, sounds like a hard hike.
So now we just have to walk back the rest of the hike from Grand Wash that we did in the beginning of this video. So we'll check back with you either during the hike if we see something exceptional, or at the end to give you the overall rundown. Thanks, guys. We officially have visual contact of the truck, so that means we're almost there.
Thank goodness. I'm pooped.
So Michelle, what'd you think?
It was good.
It's a good trail.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, you know, it's probably been maybe a month or so since we hiked, you know, over 8 miles. Was back when we were at Glacier and did Cracker Lake. So this was a little challenging for us today, especially with that elevation gain up to Cassidy Arch. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really wasn't that busy, but of course we're here at the end of October on a Thursday, so that could be part of it too.
Yeah, remember, it's 4 days before my 50th birthday.
Yes, that's right. So hopefully good frigid morning from Capitol Reef National Park. Yes, it is a balmy 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, we've had a cold spell, and I am just getting in the car to head over to the national park. Today is a big day. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. But I thought I'd take you with us on our little outing this morning and tell you more about that once we get there. Good morning. So I made it to my next destination here in the park. and we are at the world famous Gifford House, or Gifford Homestead. Shout out to Sarah and Trey at laidback.living on Instagram, who told us about the amazing cinnamon rolls and other delicacies. And you got to get here early because they sell out real quick. So I got here about half hour early, and I'm like 10th or 12th in line, and it's freezing out. So let me show you around as we wait before they open. It's right next to the campground here, so I'm sure that that's a hot commodity for people just to walk over from the campground to get something. So I'll show you what's inside. All right, I got the bounty. The bounty has been had. I got to Michelle. Oh, by the way, so let me back up. I think I forgot some things. So today is actually Michelle's 50th birthday, and Sarah and Trey had told us about this place when they were here back, I think, earlier in the summer. And we've had it marked on our map for a while. They're not open on the weekends. They're just open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30. And they sell out very quickly, especially with the cinnamon buns or cinnamon rolls. I'll show you those here once I get in the car. But yeah, so today's Michelle's 50th birthday, but she's got like 3 work meetings that she has to stay at home for. And so I ran out this morning to pick up her little birthday treat. So I'll show you what we got here in the bag in a moment. All right, item number 1, which is what Michelle really wanted the most of. Cinnamon roll, cinnamon bun. Woo! And then they also have pies, little personal size pies. Oh, they're actually wrapped up, so I'll have to show you once I get back to the camper. But I got a mixed berry for me and a cherry for Michelle. So gonna head back out now, back to the camper. We're gonna come back into the park later this week in a few days. Today's frigid. Well, I guess it's like 24 out now. But we're gonna go on the scenic drive through the park, as well as do another hike, we hope, as long as it gets warm enough. I don't want to go hiking when it's below freezing. But yeah, so thanks for joining us this morning. I'll show you the pies once we make it back, or once I make it back to the camper. At the homestead. Thanks. It's still damn cold. There's some snow remnants on the ground, but you can see it on the mountains over across the way. Bag of birthday goodies for Michelle. I don't know if she's still on her phone conference or our video conference, so we'll go in and see. Yeah, she's on her video conference, so we'll have to wait until after she's done. We'll be back. All right, Michelle's done with her video conference, so she's gonna put her hands out.
Can I open my eyes?
Yep.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
We'll have to show her the other things we got too.
Other stuff? No way. Ooh. What? Let's see. Ooh. Pie. Oh. What kind is it? Do we know?
Asparagus.
No, it's not.
I know what kind it is. Do you know what kind it is?
No.
There's a letter on the front.
Cherry?
Yep.
Cherry.
And then that one too.
Look how nice that is. Oh, and this is MB. MB. Mulberry?
Mincemeat. No, mixed berry.
Oh, mixed berry. Yum. Oh, look at that.
All right, we'll have to show you when she's devouring whatever she's gonna try.
Yeah, this is my breakfast.
What do you think? Let's see. That's what's left of the mixed berry. There's the cherry that she's devouring. And she already ate half the cinnamon roll.
Yep. The other half of the cinnamon roll. Might make it till tomorrow's breakfast. I don't know. We'll see how the day goes.
When she means other half, she means that half right there, because she already ate half.
Oh, yeah, exactly.